Welcome to another episode of the Pitchmark Collective. We got Cam, Justin, and everybody's favorite over 40 hacker, Timothy B. Hunt, the number one PMC
Cameron,
fan. What's up, Tim?
what's up, buddy?
Oh, just getting into like the full swing of golf season out here in Colorado. We're ramping up to about once a week endeavor to the golf course to play 18. I typically try to do a range maybe once a week as well. Right now, that looks like me and a 4-year-old going there, so practice is iffy. But he does a pretty
Getting
good
out
job
there.
of he does like a pretty good job of sticking it out. But I kind of got like
That's good.
shorten how many balls I hit and like make it over the green to keep him kind of like invested and interested. Luckily, we got like a Muni 20 minutes from here. That's the closest one with like a family friendly range. It's usually not very busy in the afternoons, a lot of space, other kids out there if there is. So,
Weren't you didn't you like talk about like you were planning on taking him golfing this year and we kind of poo-pooed your idea like that he was going to be able to you were saying that he was old enough. I don't want to say we poo-pooed your idea, but we were like, this is going to be harder than you think. So was it harder than you think or
so
what?
I haven't taken him out to like an actual round just to the range, and it's about as I expected. I was like, I'm trying to hit like 3, 4 balls myself and then let him hit a couple and going back and forth. I do think I want to try just to see how he does. Like if I go book a 9 hole round and pay for my own cart, like me and him cruise up and down in the cart, see how that goes. Cause like 9 holes, if I get 3, 4 holes in and it's just not working, it's like, all right, we're gonna leave you guys alone if we're paired with anybody or whatever. So I, that's kind of what I was alluding to, like when getting him out actually like on the golf
Yeah,
course.
yeah, I know. I just didn't know if that like taking him to the range you're like, oh, this isn't going to work.
No, he's super good at the range. He likes hitting the golf balls. It's just 4-year-old attention span. So he's like on to the next thing after 2, 3 balls. He like sees the putting green off in the distance. He's like, "Can we like go over there? I want to hit my putter now." And I'm like,
Yeah, that sounds right.
"No,
I
we
was
got
always
like
You got him
30
worried,
balls
clubs
like,
to
though?
hit." What was that, Justin?
You got him clubs though?
Yeah, he's got um from PGA Superstore. I just got him like the driver that was like the next size up because I want him to kind of just grow into it.
Yeah.
7 iron, a putter, and then I got him a I think it's Charlie Golf brand
Oh yeah,
bag.
those are sweet. Those are
Yeah.
really cool.
So I got him that for Easter last year. So he's had him. He's had his clubs for a while.
Nice.
nice. I was always worried about like when you're going to hit the ball, them like if they're not in your like
Yeah.
point of view. That was always my biggest worry with my daughter. I took her when she was like 5 or 6, and we
Hmm.
played 9. And she was like, "But we're in Florida," so she was like, "Dad, it's so hot," you know. So
It's 3,000 degrees out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be a concern. That and like if we're with people, I don't want him like just like he sees an airplane in the sky. He's going to look and say airplane in the middle of someone's backswing or whatever. I get the vibe like most people out there probably won't take themselves too seriously, but I also want to be respectful and not even like have to worry about that. But we'll see.
yeah, that's the nice thing because it's so hot
Nobody's
in the
out there.
summertime. Yeah, nobody wants to play at all.
See, I listen. I've been to Florida in the summer. I've been north, south, the Keys, all over. I think I'd still play golf in the summer. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I no, it's not stopping me. Like I prefer like people are always like, "Oh, I want to go early and beat the heat," but you don't beat the heat. Like you're like I'm a massive sweater. I know you are
Yeah,
too. If
yeah,
you play in the morning, you will sweat double than you would midday because of the like dew coming off the ground because it's so
right.
much moisture. Like I can't even wear sunglasses; they just fog up. So like I I go in the middle of the day because number one, everyone thinks that they beat the heat going early, and it's still humid, but it's not as humid, but it is
Hmm.
hot, like the sun beating down, burning your skin, you know.
Right.
So
Tim, you're playing like tournaments now, right? Like, didn't you just
yeah,
get done
I
with
just
like a
played
four
in
ball or
yeah, I played in a four ball. Um so it was for Florida State Golf Association, they have like mid-senior, so for 40 and over, because seniors, I don't know what it is in y'all state, but to play like senior events, you have to be actually 55 in
Hmm.
Florida. So, with the exception of, I think, the Florida Open, which is the pro event that they run. So, anyways, I've played in the let's this is the third year I've played in the 40 and over floor ball. The first year, it was actually at my home course, and we finished 10th that year. And the second day, we bogeyed like a par five that my partner can hit like 7 iron into, and I'm hitting like anywhere from 5 wood to 5 or 6 iron in. We bogeyed that, but like we went on. I made like 5 birdies in a row. I think we had like 6 or 7 in a row, and then we bogeyed like the easiest hole on the course. But we played this week. I didn't play. I didn't make any. Neither of us made a birdie the first day, so that's brutal. But it was a tough course. I think 5 under was the low, which is, like
That's not
we
bad for
have
four ball though.
no, I mean, like, but when I played in the other four ball, you had to shoot like 16, 18 under. Like this course is much harder.
What?
Like, oh yeah,
Are
because
you
like,
guys playing on miniature golf courses or something?
no, dude, these guys can just
They're a
like
different breed out there, Justin.
last year, one guy he birdied every hole on his own ball on the front nine, and then he shot like even on the back. Like,
Jeez.
it's just a different mindset when you're like, if your guy's hot, like I was telling my partner, like there was so many holes where we both didn't have a birdie putt. Like if you have 2 runs at it, your mentality is a
Totally.
little bit different. So
Mhm.
it's like if your partner's got like an 8 footer for par and you got like a 25-foot birdie putt, like you have to be a little bit aware of like where I leave this putt. Like like you can't be
You're going
as
to be more
aggressive.
inclined to lag that 25-footer than try and make it because that guy's got a 10-footer for
Yeah,
par. Yeah.
yeah,
Playing
but I
four
think
ball
like
is
11
literally
under
my
one.
favorite format.
Yeah, I
I
like
And
it.
love
It's
it.
fun.
four ball is just
Or known as
essentially
best ball. Yeah.
best ball between the two of you. The best score between
Yeah,
your team
Yeah.
is the card. Okay,
That's the
that's what
yeah. So the
that's what I was
course we
thinking.
played the course we played hosts PGA Tour America's Q School, and so like even those guys, like every once in a while they're gonna shoot like you'll see like I used to work at this course. I played it tons, and like you'll see people shoot like 69, 68, but I've never seen anybody shoot like 65, right? Like you'll have one like off guy that shoots 67, like, and so like I kind of watch and that's about what they shoot. I shot 80 both days on my own ball. I didn't play good. The I, if Teddy were here, he understands the course. Like it's a very fine line because it's like super narrow. So like if you block one out of bounds automatically, right?
I was
Like
going to ask what makes it tough. Is it narrowness? Is it the green complex? Is like what's hard about this golf course? What golf course is it? First of all,
it's the Country Club of Ocala.
oh
Um,
right.
it's just narrow. It's just narrow, and like you can't even on like your approach shots. Like I've like pulled it just a little bit and it kick and go out of bounds on like an approach shot. So like it's not, and like a lot of it is like placement. So it's not just like bang driver. It's like everybody has to hit it to this spot, and then um like I had it going pretty good for a couple holes and I got shafted really bad on 18. 18's like a downhill. The first day I hit it out of bounds, made double, and then second day my partner hit 2 out of bounds. So there's kind of like it's kind of like an island green, and so I hit a decent drive. I had like 250 in, but I would have had to carry it 230, and with my partner, like the water goes in the front and down to the right, and then if you hit it past the hole, it's just like swampland where it's red staked. You're not going to find your ball. So I just lay up with 7 iron. I literally put it right on the 100-yard marker. Get there. It's in an old divot, and so, like, the divot, the grass had kinda grown in, so
Mhm.
it had kinda made, like, a rut, and my ball was sitting right in the middle of it. I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." Like, I hit this best shot, like, like, at worst, I'm thinking I'm making par, and I just, like, I couldn't even get under the ball. I topped it into the water, and I was
Oh
like,
gosh.
"Man." I
That's
was
a
just
rough
so f
day.
yeah, I was so upset, and then I came back, I made a couple birdies coming in, and just like it's just like you can't I missed short side a couple times and didn't get up and down, so it was fun. We did not do well. I shot 80 on my own ball, we shot 79 the second day. My partner was not,
Mhm.
he struggled a lot the second day.
So
So
I always think it's interesting with best ball, like what partner plays what. 'Cause like for me and my buddy Joey, we play Northwest Golf Guys a ton, and they were a guest on here, but we'll go to their tournaments, and we play in the best balls together. And he is a birdie guy, but he will be circles and squares. He is like a freaking coloring book on his scorecard, whereas I'll make 2 birdies, 3 birdies around, a lot of pars, and my bad holes are bogeys. So, like, I'm just like
yeah,
steady
and that's
Eddie,
kinda how
and then
I
we
am.
take
Yeah.
we take his birdie shots a lot. So,
Yeah. Yeah, my friend, he hits it. I mean, he's got, like, he gets into the 170s ball speed, so, like, that course is tough. He built, like, a 2 wood. He has a 425 max, but he cut it down, like, 2 inches, and it's a 12 degree, so it's like his fairway finder. But
Mhm.
he hit it really good the first day, but the second day, he was in his
but
pocket a
Neil
couple
Shipley
times.
plays too.
Is that what he plays?
He's got 2 drivers in the back.
He
In
needs
the
those fairway he needs those fairway finders for his membership at, Oakmont there.
Yeah, but he won on Corn Ferry, right? Neil
Who?
Shipley did. Neil Shipley
Yeah.
won the one down at Tyler's place, I think,
Yeah,
at
down in
Lakewood.
Bradenton? Yeah,
Yeah.
Lakewood? Yeah, I was just saying because I saw something on Instagram, he's apparently a member at Oakmont,
Yeah,
and
I
just give
saw
him
a
give him a little clubhouse
video of
tour or
him.
whatever. Yeah.
That's cool, though, that's cool.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
I'm not hating on the guy for being a member at Oakmont. Place looks awesome.
No,
So,
I think he's a member at the same place that, Bobby Burger is.
down there in Florida?
I think that like, if you even watch the Bob Does Sports, he's been playing a lot at the Pete Dye course, and
Mhm.
he's talked about Shipley being down there. Um, Shipley played with somebody else on YouTube. Might have been Bob, or I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
don't
I
know.
saw him playing with them. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. He seems like an alright guy. Speaking of some tournaments and stuff, we got the greatest golfer of all time, son, winning a nice big tournament. The AJGA, what was the tournament, Tim? Actual name?
Like, I think it was the tailor.
AJGA
It was like a
TaylorMade
tailor-made.
Invitational.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see he made 2 of the days he made 9 birdies, or 2 of the days he made 8 birdies, and one day he made 9. I mean, he was
Well,
just
that day he made 8 birdies. He only had 2 pars.
yeah, I
That's what
know,
it
but
was.
Yeah,
the next 2 days he still made. I think the last day he shot 65. I think he had 8 or 9 birdies. I was looking at his scorecard. He averaged like 8.3 birdies around, which
and
is
for everyone
wild.
that's like strongest fields for AJGA, he had Miles Russell in there. He had a couple other really, really good, like I think top 1 through
Uh,
5 in the country.
Luke Colton, is that name on there?
I think so.
He's one of the top juniors in the nation, and he's going to Vandy. So yeah, I
And
mean,
Miles
respect to the
Russell's
guy.
number
Like,
1.
I kind of feel bad for him. Like, he probably just wants to play golf
Mhm.
and be left alone. But he is playing
I
in this Florida State Am today. He shot 2 over today.
you know, us as regular people, we probably say that because, like, if our dad was a billionaire and we just wanted to like hang out and chill, like, that's just a different mentality. I don't think Charlie Woods just wants to play golf. I think Charlie Woods wants to be the next Tiger Woods.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't think that he wants all the attention around him. Like, they have to put a faux name in when he plays
Yeah.
in Florida State golf. I don't think he wants the circus that's going to come and follow him and he just finished his sophomore year, so like let him be a kid. His game's going to
He,
fluctuate, and I don't think he started that early. Like he was kind of a late kind of
he doesn't
like he
even know
wasn't
what real
like
life
into
is
it.
though, Tim. Like his entire life has been this circus. You know what I mean? Like you and
Yeah,
I know what it's like to go to the grocery store and like know two people. He
yeah,
doesn't know that. His entire life has
I
just
know,
been chaos of shit.
I know, but like I don't know. I just don't like. We're critiquing his every move right now, but like I feel kind of bad. Like I want the kid just to be able to. He's never going to. He's always going to be in his dad's shadow, right? Like the chances of him
To
100%.
some
being,
degree, he's always going to be Tiger Woods' son. He's not going to be
yeah,
Charlie
and
Woods.
that kind of stinks. Like because he's actually turning into a good player. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's young, and people were like ripping him when he went to play. I think he played in that like pre-qualifier for the Monday qualifier, and he shot
Yep.
like it's like
Shot
everyone's
like
just gonna
80.
dissect his every move, right? And I guess that comes with the territory, right? Like you put yourself out there or whatnot, and
My
I
least
just I,
favorite
I
part
kind of
about
feel
it
bad
all,
for him.
yeah, my least favorite part about it all is like all these people like we'll say criticizing like Tim. We're in like the group chats and all that stuff, right? Like it's all people who just are not like good at golf. They're like giving
Yeah, I know.
Charlie Woods. They're giving Charlie Woods a bunch of crap for going to shoot 80 at a qualifier when they shoot like 95 at their local muni from
Which
six
is not
thousand yards.
not even a
Yeah,
tournament
It's
environment.
like I've always been like I don't understand everyday people like heckling people about talent or skill when they're like literally like a professional athlete. I know Charlie Woods is not a professional golfer, but go to a football game and you got the drunk dude in the stands yelling at Tom Brady saying he sucks. It's like, bruh, read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room here.
yeah,
Like, look at this. It just doesn't even make it never made sense to me really. But I'm kind of with you, Tim. I wish like all kids could like kind of like experience a normal childhood and stuff like that. But when you're the son of like the greatest golfer in the world, and with how accessible media is and like how important it is now in today's society, how
oh
ingrained it
yeah,
is, it's so hard for that to happen. I mean, you look at child like actors and musicians like Justin Bieber never stood a chance as soon as he became famous when he was 12 because he was just so
yeah.
accessible.
Yeah.
It's
But
tough.
like to me, it doesn't look like that he really tries. Like I don't know, like I don't follow. I haven't seen any. It doesn't look like he really tries to put himself out there, right? Like
Hmm.
I don't see him like I don't see people sharing like him on social media and stuff like that. So like I feel like he kind of tries to lay
Low
low,
key,
but
yeah,
it's just
be lit.
impossible. I mean, his
I'm sure
Tiger
there's heavy
notoriously laid
restrictions
low.
from Tiger. Yeah. I mean, apple's not falling far from the tree, and the apple will be placed right next to the tree by dad. You know what I
Yeah, he
mean?
probably
Like,
has like a team. Yeah,
yeah, there is a PR team that is thinking of everything that Charlie is doing.
yeah,
I'm
true.
like interested to know like the conversations that Tiger Woods has with Charlie, like we all had probably with like our dad or our father figure in our life at this age. Like, what does that look like? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Justin said, it's probably just totally different experience for him than it was like for us growing up.
Can you imagine the birds
Yeah,
and the bees conversation with Tiger Woods?
Yeah, he's like, "Hey,
yeah,
son, don't do what I did.
So,
Just
son,
t-
three girls at once is way better than one.
yeah. Well, you know what's fun? What's weird is like, shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
it's just I mean, we didn't really plan to talk about the different
Oh, I
dynamics
know
of
what I was
growing up
thinking.
as
I know what I
Tiger's
was thinking.
son, but
Have
Go
you
ahead,
read
Tim.
any books about like, because Tiger's life, he like guarded it so strong, and I think his dad was um I have the book about him, and they said that he was like very like it was one of the teachers that he had wrote a book,
Hank
Hank
Haney.
Haney. Did you read that book?
Yep.
It said that
I
he
thought it
was
was
like
really good.
really like not he was like immature in like a weird way. Like he would sit and like watch cartoons
Yeah,
and like really
he
like he
never
was
got to
like
hang out with
socially
kids.
awkward.
Yeah, he never got
Yeah,
to hang
because
out with
like
kids. He didn't even know like how to be around girls. Like it was just he was really immature for that, but you get him on a golf course and he's like a, 30-year-old man focused on, everything, but you get him in a social world situation, he's like a 5th grader.
I mean, I think
yeah, it was like he
that's
was
probably true for most people who reach that level of like success in their field. Like they are
Totally.
laser, like especially Tiger, laser focused since he was 6 months old. With Earl, just this is what he's going to do. He's literally Earl. Tiger was born. Earl's like, this is going to be the greatest golfer of all time. That's like probably the first thing he thought in his head about him. You
that's
know?
It's the
crazy.
first thing he said about him too.
Yeah,
He was
that's what I'm
very
saying.
verbal about like how Tiger is going to change the world. I mean, and
So if you're
bless
going to
the
be
guy for it.
that talented and that skillful, and like nobody's ever probably going to touch a lot of Tigers, number one world rankings, for 27 straight years. I know it's an exaggeration, but like you trade things off. It's kind of similar, from that, like what you guys are talking about. I think it's similar to people who have like a high IQ and intellect. Like there's trade-offs, that happen
Yeah.
naturally and everything. Like maybe they're the smartest person in the room, but they have a hard time talking to everybody else in the room because of that. So that's not surprising. I've never read, honestly. I still don't really care about Tiger's personal life. I was more interested when he drove his car off a bridge and people were talking about his leg possibly being amputated and all that. That was scary, but like the whole like him sleeping around with everything, I didn't realize that was a thing until maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
never
I
paid attention.
I I I don't think it takes anything away from him, but I'm also like Lance Armstrong. I don't care if he's doing drugs because everyone's doing drugs.
Dude, it makes
Like
Hey,
biking like juice them up, baby. Let's get
yeah,
them going up those mountains, dude.
yeah. It
I
just
mean, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
lie, I have a theory, like, I think he purposely drove off that cliff. Like,
You
hot
think he
take.
was, yeah?
Yeah, because, think about where he was at the time, like, he just had surgery. Who knows what goes on in his mind,
Yeah.
I think being at that high is also an extremely lonely place, right?
Hmm.
And that might be part of the reason that he seeked out the behaviors from all the other women, right?
Right.
And he was, like that day when he was on that Riviera, man, he looked, he looked like he was in the clouds. So wha it's strange that he did it. They said he didn't slow down. Like he either fell
Hmm.
asleep or he did it on purpose.
There's some intention. Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
or he was so high
Wouldn't be
on
the craziest thing to
painkillers.
happen. You know?
I know, but think about we can't experience that, but when you're at that, because he was so private, like he never really his closest friend was Marco Mira, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah, but we're talking like way before like the actual accident. Like the accident that happened like what 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
It was 2021.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like 4 years ago. Like he was friends with JT, hanging out with Ricky Fowler, Spieth. Like he was getting closer with the boys crew at in the PGA Tour and like doing those
I
types of
know,
things.
but
I don't
do
think
you
at that
feel like
point is the time where he's like, yeah,
He's
I'm
got
I'm
15 years on those guys, so like it's a whole different.
It's true,
He's in
but
a whole
his
different
his
season of
vibe
life.
changed on how he talked about things and all sorts of stuff.
I got to tell
so
you, at the
get
top of this podcast, I was going to go through a quick agenda before introducing Tim.
Before
I'm
he
really
just
happy. I'm
completely
really happy I didn't, because I didn't have this in my mind at all that
yeah.
we were
Hey,
gonna
I mean,
analyze Tiger's
speaking
life.
real quick,
And there goes Justin.
well, but are those guys really his friends, or did they
Mhm.
just like were they like clout chasing,
I gotta imagine there's
slurping, as we would say.
I'd probably lean more towards actual friendship than that. But who knows? I mean,
Well, maybe it turned into that, but what was it originally? Like he was such a guarded person. Why would you like seek like he was not probably a fun guy to golf with in a tournament, right? So it wasn't like
right.
you hit it off there, and it wasn't like he's like I mean maybe because they play at the same maybe they play at the same place or whatnot, but like nobody was ever really his friend. But maybe like Justin said, he's opened up, but
Yeah.
I
like
think
I don't
in
know.
some of the books it talks about how later in life all of a sudden, and you saw him give different interview answers. Like he was much more open in the last 5, 6 years, 7 years even. And then all of a sudden he starts hanging out with different people and being on YouTube, which he was never doing that before. Like I think he was probably in a better part of life during that point. But I will say this, getting back on track. Okay.
Back on track.
We're gonna steer this train off the canyon, go back onto the rails. Speaking of Tiger Woods, we've got the next best thing, which is Scottie Scheffler winning the Memorial.
I
Are we comparing yet?
That's the take. Scotty's good at golf. I mean, I think he's got a lot. Like he's winning at an incredible rate. I've always like it's never been harder to win a PGA tournament than like right now. I stand by that.
100%.
And I think Jack Nicklaus was kind of on point. He's like, Ben Griffin's a nice player, Sepp Straka's a nice player. Scotty knows they're nowhere near him, and he just went out and shut it down. Like he's so good. There's no
yeah,
other way. But he's the way that he managed his way around the golf course, and he does like his misses are like good shots.
yeah, that's what somebody interviewing heard it this morning on XM radio, and they were like, "Why is Scotty so good?" And they're like, "Well, because his misses are to 20 feet and mine are off the green." You know,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
But I don't listen. Like I'm a little older. I don't know if I'm much older than you, Justin, but
a couple of years, I think.
I didn't get to appreciate the run that Tiger went on. And so, like, I can be a little bit like, I feel like we really need to pay attention because we might be seeing greatness. And I don't remember Tiger. I mean, he was amazing, but I don't remember his misses being this
That's
good.
that,
Like,
that's the
that's the thing
description.
that's scary.
You and I were probably listening to the same thing because that's the description of it. There's the biggest complaint that you ever hear from anyone about Scotty is he's boring, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
he's just
yeah,
boring. But you watch his golf and his golf is so good that it is boring because he's not
right.
taking like think
Hmm.
about think about all the wins that Tiger has. There's some crazy time where he gets pissed off, he takes a violent swing, he's trying to hook it around trees, he's trying to get a 5 wood up and over. Like he just had that aggressive nature and he was so laser focused and like just he is Navy SEAL golfer, right? Like he is coming to destroy everyone. Scotty would probably give you a bite of his sandwich if you freaking asked for it. You know what I mean? Like he's just the nice guy. Like
Yeah, Scotty pulls out his Cliff Bar halfway down hole 9, and you're
you
like,
want a
Scotty,
bite
I'm
of
hungry.
this?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
his miss is 5 yards off the fairway. It's not behind the trees. He's got he's got epic swing speed. Like everyone loves to talk about how far Rory hits the ball. Scotty hits the ball far. He could hit the ball farther. I was listening to Johnny Wonder and the
he can
Rocker
step
Media.
on it. He's got another level that he doesn't go to often off the tee, for
Hit
sure.
and his driver is not fully optimized because I gotta find it because I was super intrigued by when Johnny Wonder was talking about this. They have like basically the smash factor, right? Like
Hmm.
how optimized and what's the performance you're getting out of it. Like Scotty's is not even close to being optimized. Johnny Wonder was saying something like he could get him another 15, 20 yards. He does not do it because he knows exactly where that driver is going
Why would
and he wants
at
Yeah, I
to
this
mean,
take
point?
he's
Why
take
would you
that wind
change?
up.
Why would you change anything at this point if you're Scotty Scheffler?
But
yeah, I
that's what
mean,
I'm
he's
saying.
above
And
average ball speed.
He
Mhm.
is.
but he's by
No
far
one
the but
talks
he
about
but
it.
he hits it. But like his strokes gained off the tee, he's like I was looking at the stats for the season. He's number one in everything strokes
But
gained except for putting.
except
But
putting.
and he's still he's in the 20s right now for putting. Like
I
it,
thought last time we looked, he was like 15th or 16th a couple weeks
okay,
ago.
And the
but
reason why he
that's
can do that
crazy.
is because his iron gain, where we miss the green, he is 20 feet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
it's
his big miss is like, ah, shoot, I got to hit a lag putt for par this time instead
Yeah.
of I got to get a crazy up and down.
You mean I got to
but he
chip it this
also
time? I
Yeah.
guess.
he's also a lot like Tiger. Like watch when he plays, he's always on the fat side of the green.
Yeah.
He
Like
never looks at the
you,
pin.
you know, like but he always like favors the fat part of the green, which is how you should play, right? But most people
100%.
can't take their eyes off of it. But I think somebody said they literally said like 80% of the time or 81% of the time he misses where on the side he's got more room,
Yeah.
which is crazy because he doesn't it when you watch like the shot tracer, he doesn't really look like he tries to work it both ways a lot. Like he can, but he normally just hits his shot,
10
that
yard little fade or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. And so, like that's hard when they got, like that's a hard shot when there's a back left hand tucked, right? Like I don't know. I want you to slow down and just enjoy the ride because I didn't enjoy the ride because you feel like he's gonna be here forever. And like Tiger went through that sick run. And I saw a thing on Data Golf. They compared Tiger's like hottest streak and
Mhm.
Tiger's strokes gained like overall is still like either 6/10 of a shot or 3/10 of a shot better, but like Scotty is right there. But
So
you did Cam, one more thing. You said it's as hard as it gets, but remember that asterisk for Talor Gooch.
yeah, Taylor Gooch isn't in the field, so Scotty's got an asterisk on the last 12 wins.
I also think you're right, Tim. Like I don't think
So
there's
Tim,
a
for the season, he's 27th in putting right now. He definitely was
Okay.
higher. He was higher when we looked, but
Yeah,
he
because he
still
didn't
just
really
went.
putt good this week. I mean, he didn't putt great this week, I
Cam.
should
It
say. Like, he
was
can
it
have an
was
average putting day and
pre-mallet.
win.
When you and I were looking it up, it was pre-mallet. He was 75th.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Because
think helps him,
Eddie
though?
and I were
Like,
talking about that too.
I honestly think that they say that he hates to lose, which is cool.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't seem to care about fame or he doesn't seem to have any, and maybe he does, but he doesn't seem to have any vices like Tiger had, women later on in
Painkillers
his
when
career.
these surgeries
Yeah,
and yeah.
like, and so like Tiger, the injuries slowed what like amazing career, right? But like injuries like held him back a lot, and I I don't see Scotty like getting like he had that injury at the beginning of the year over like breaking a wine glass, right? And that's why like I listened to Shotgun Start, and Andy said normally the reason he had that slow start is usually he kind of peaks about players and masters, but he didn't have that
The
early
tournaments leading
season.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now he's just hitting that stride a little later. But I think the only thing we've failed to see from him is he doesn't isn't has struggled in elements or unpredictability, right? Like at
Hmm.
Pinehurst, he complained about it being like he's a big like fair police guy, as we saw with the mud ball. And last year at Pinehurst, he didn't like the randomness of not knowing if you're going to be behind one of those little plants or not.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that he hasn't seemed to tackle. And he can. I'm not saying he won't. That's been like his only nemesis, I think.
Yeah. I was actually just thinking about this past week, and it's like, all right, Tiger, like the Scotty versus Tiger comparisons are going to ramp up as he's winning all these tournaments. I think I'd like to see like one more year, Like finish up this year, probably win a couple more tournaments, and let's see what the end of the next season looks like before you start going back and forth. Because Rory took over, world number one for a few weeks there.
When?
When he won the Masters, I think he was world
This
number one
year?
for. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
No.
Let's
He
check it.
was FedEx number one.
yeah.
Maybe.
FedEx.
So
He was number one in Fed. Scotty's been the world number one for like 80 something weeks or something.
while Cam looks that up, does anyone beat Scottie at the U.S. Open?
Bryson fits this course really well. And I'm not, and like I've like hated Bryson and I've loved Bryson and like I've been all over the map with the guy. It's gonna be those top guys. Like Bryson smashes it. The course is long. He can handle the rough, and people like sleep on Bryson's putting and short game. Like I think his
Well,
biggest problem is the one length irons, and like
because his
Augusta,
Mm-hmm.
wedges were
he
garbage for a
struggles.
few years.
Yeah, like full wedges, but like his around the green, his chipping and putting is. I mean, he's very good. I think people underestimate. They just think of him as a bomb
Long
and
ball.
gouge. Yeah.
Cam, are you
So
taking
what is
Rory?
Yeah, I already took Rory. We made our picks via
No.
text.
For the U.S. Open. That was my question.
No. I mean, I don't mind Rory. Don't get me wrong.
Roy
I think,
fits good too?
yeah, I think Scotty, Rory, and Bryson are the three people that I think it's going to be one of them. I agree with Tim. I watched Bryson play Oakmont. He has his YouTube video out. Like, place looks awesome, but he was just meandering around. I know it's not tournament conditions, considering like no people out there. He's not playing with anybody. It was just him, but he made it look easy. I mean, I think he shot 1-2 under par, and like
Oh
that's
wow! Did you
that's
see? Adam Scott said him and Rory played on like Monday or
mhm.
Tuesday, and they said it's brutal. I think Adam Scott shot three over. He hit every fairway.
Wow.
I
Jeez.
thought it was he shot like 45 on one of the nines. Adam Scott. It was like in the 40s.
Oh,
Wow.
I know that they said Rory made like a seven on number two. I mean,
Triple
like,
or a quad and hit 4 good shots. Rory said or
yeah,
something.
I've been
So
consuming a lot of Oakmont stuff. It
Yeah,
looks really
no,
cool.
it
so
looks awesome.
I know I took us off track with the U.S. Open question, but I figured I'd at least ask since we were, just choking on
I think it's
ourselves
gonna be
around
like it's
Scotty.
gonna be Rory, Bryson, Scotty, Colin, Rom, or another elite ball striker. Like Colin's only downfall is he's not that long, but it's only like I say only it's like 7,400 yards, which
hmm
isn't that long for those guys.
So
It wouldn't shock me just with how he plays and how he's been playing. Like if we do see Ben Griffin in the mix, like we'll say
Yeah,
top 15. I,
I
I
also
I don't
named
think
Ben
he's
Griffin.
at the end of his little
hot
run
streak.
here. Of what he's been doing. Yeah.
So speaking of Ben Griffin at the Memorial, was Ben Griffin a choke job?
No.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. Every did you see how like
There's like
he
two
was
people in
kind
the
of
world
like,
that could chase down Scotty, and Ben Griffin wasn't one of them. Rory or
but
like Bryson.
he was kind of lapping the field the first 2.5
First
days,
day.
and even the second day, like that course was playing really hard.
hmm
Um, I wouldn't say that he choked. I mean, I think that everyone out there, Scotty was just like steady Eddie. Like Scotty didn't do, what did he birdie like the last four on Saturday? Like he
yeah.
just, like he made all pars, and I think that's what he was had a great bogey avoidance is what they call it.
I mean, I think we also have
Cam,
to.
what was the, go ahead. Sorry, Justin.
We've
He
kind of
he
got to
he
put it.
birdied 4 of the last 5 on Saturday. Tim. He went birdie birdie par
Okay.
birdie birdie.
We got to put it in perspective of what Griffin was doing. He just came off winning his first solo tournament ever. And then he comes to let's remember how big of a deal this event is. This is Jack's tournament. Even before it was a signature event, this was a big deal. You're coming and you're playing for a check of $4 million. For him to have the mental capacity to go from winning a tournament straight into this and
Mm-hmm.
playing in contention is, I mean, that ranks pretty high up there in accomplishments because there's not a lot of players, including some of the people we're talking about right now. I mean, Scotty's obviously in that rare air where he can go win a tournament and then go to the next tournament and win, but there's not very many people that can actually go and be in contention the next tournament. So I mean, the mental capacity that he had, he was running on fumes. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
he played great. Like you can't say he choked. I mean, Scotty kind of took it away from him on Saturday, and then it was just like he just was so steady on Sunday that I don't think anybody was gonna catch him.
I really did think that like I thought Sepp was gonna make a little bit of a pull there at the end. I was really rooting for Fowler and Keegan Bradley. How cool would that have been to see like Keegan Bradley win a signature event? I mean, and to just play his way into the Ryder Cup because that win is going to give him enough points for that type of thing. And then obviously, Cam, you were very, very excited about.
That was short lived though. Hey Cam,
I'm just waiting for him to come off frozen so he can finish his sentence because I need to hear the name that he was saying. I know who it is,
you know
but
what name? Did
I
you
know.
find out how long Scheffler's been number one?
Yeah, I was mistaken. I was going to hand up, but Justin moved on. Don't worry. I was mistaken.
140 weeks. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a long time.
But I think he still has to go like a million more times.
He still has to do like an 8 year straight or something like that. It's crazy.
Tiger
Yeah,
was 683 weeks.
which is
It's
there's what
insane.
52. That's more than 10 years.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I was
god.
excited. I was excited to see
It's
Jordan
12.
Spieth do something a little bit like, and then he just kind of stopped doing something.
I think a lot of guys did that though. A lot of guys have got like Akshay was like firing and then he just fell off. And then
In
Dude
like
shot
Jordan's
an
defense,
80.
he was a top 10. Like, let's not act like he didn't top 10
Yeah.
guys.
yeah,
I,
even though he shouldn't have been in.
Akshay shot 80 on Saturday.
Bless his heart, dude.
He was up there. I
Did
mean, Lowry
JT
shot a
shot
77.
didn't JT shoot 80 or 81 on the first day?
Yeah, there's a few 80s this week. Yeah, and then somehow made the cut. Didn't JT make the cut after shooting 80?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like how many guys got cut?
No, I'm aware. Yeah, he went 80, 69.
Yeah, and like that's one of the things they talk about the like Tiger's cut streak. Like no one can ever really match that, and you can't really like if they give the guys a made cut on the no made cut events that like goes under the stat.
Right. Right. So
So like
it's a little different now with the changes to some of the
yeah,
events. Yeah, because like
yeah.
back in the day, it was like everything just had a cut.
Yeah, everything had 128 to 156 guys playing every week.
Yeah. There's
All
actually
right,
some older names on the leaderboard. Brant Snedeker had like low round of the week, I think,
yeah,
That
on
was
Sunday.
that wasn't that Ted's DFL?
And yeah, that was Teddy's DFL, who came in and just smooth top 10.
but dude, he went nuclear on the last day.
Yep. Too funny. Yeah, I think he's like one of the few 65s, and I think that was the lowest score. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's so funny how like some of these guys make like the amount of birdies in one tournament or even like one round with a few 9-unders at the RBC is like that's how many birdies I'm gonna have like in my next 8 rounds.
True.
Not even 8, probably 20. I don't make many birdies.
I know, but I bet that if you focus more on no doubles and avoiding bogey, your score would improve more than making more birdies.
I've been doing
For
that. When
you
we were talking
personally,
about were we talking about like Scotty hits the fat part of the green? Like I've been trying to do that the last couple of rounds. My putting is just
yeah.
atrocious. I just cannot stop putting the ball.
I feel you, dude. I didn't. I made a putt for birdie. Well, so like on that four ball, my partner makes. I knock it to like 3 feet. I'm like, I'm finally gonna make a birdie, and my partner makes like a 15 footer. I'm like, you jerk.
So it
But
doesn't
I was
even
like, I'm
matter.
putting it
Yeah.
anyways. I'm putting it anyways. I still putted it. But like, yeah,
Get
I felt like I hadn't made a putt in like 45 days. That's how it felt. So
mhm.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yep. Justin feels this too. He can't putt worth a damn any either. So
I don't know, man. Have you been paying attention to my putting strokes lately?
yes, I have. They've gone from 38 to 28. I get it, Justin. You're improving, but you still are liable for a 34 putt round, just like I am.
That is
Are you
100%
hitting
true.
less greens though?
No, that's the thing is that my wedge game
I mean,
has
you were even at that course with what 28 putts?
yesterday.
No, a couple rounds ago.
Oh yeah, on Saturday we played the tips at my home
That's
course,
what it was.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I had 28 or 29 putts, and I shot even from the blacks. It's 7,200 yards, so that's the best score I've ever had there. It was awesome. Had a putt for
Aren't you
birdie in.
playing in some state thing? Aren't you playing in something?
Yeah, we've got the Oregon AM qualifier on Saturday. So
Like what does it normally take to qualify for the Oregon Am? Just curious.
70, 76, 75 will get through
Okay.
on this course. So 70,
Okay.
the last few years, 76 has made it to the cut. I so
What course are you playing your qualifier at, and what
to,
course is the amateur at?
it's at Tokati is the
Tokati.
qualifier. I absolutely
That's the David McClay kid one, right? That you talk about, or am I
that's
thinking of some?
Tethero.
That's
Tethero.
Tethro.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
T. My bad.
Tokati's like an hour, 20 minutes away. It's actually got a really cool story, and at some point we'll have to have Kennedy on and talk about it. Because you're just driving along the river, and there's like Blue River, which is a gas station and a few houses, and you
Hmm.
take a right turn and you just go through this deep forest, and then it just opens up to this golf course.
Yeah,
I don't say it very often. This place is magical. Like you
I
watch a
love a
golf
good
ball
reveal.
fly,
Yeah.
and like you're watching it in the mountains, and you can see like the three sisters with the snow caps and
Hmm.
everything. Like I love this course. It hates me. Like,
I was about to say.
and they get the greens rolling, and they'll be a 12 and a half on Saturday, and they're growing it. I played my practice round last night.
Is it
Uh,
like is it more Parkland or Linksy, or is it like True Mountain, bunch of elevation change?
no, it's more just like it, it's not mountain because there's not elevation change. There's only two holes that really have elevation change. It's honestly just like your traditional course in a wooded surrounding.
Okay.
Not links at all, because they definitely grow the rough out pretty well. But yeah, I love the course. Again, it hates me, and I even hate to say this. Yesterday we played. I birdied the first hole, and I was like, "Oh crap, this doesn't happen here."
Here we go.
And I birdied 18, and I shot a 73, which is like the best round I've ever had there from the tips.
Well, what you just
Um,
said that
There
gets
you
you into
go.
the Oregon Am, so just do that.
Yeah, but I mean, Tim, you know how hard it is to try and convert that fun round into a tournament
Hmm.
round? Like it's a
Yeah.
different beast. It's a different animal with like thoughts and stuff
So
and
I
just
pulled up the
confidence.
Oregon State Am. So they do
So
stroke play, and then there's a match play component.
yeah, so the first 2 days are
Okay.
stroke play, and then you get put into match play after the cut.
Nice. That's cool.
But it's at Tualatin Country Club, and I should say it this way. When I make the Oregon Am, it's at Tualatin Country Club. That's what I was told to say by
That's by Portland, right?
yeah,
South Portland.
it's up there. So but
Yeah,
it's
but
a
it looks
pretty
like they
exclusive course. It's
yeah,
awesome.
that's
So
cool. Well, we'll make it. Yeah, the only one that does they have the Mid-Am does that. There's a Florida stroke play Mid-Am and then there's a Mid-Am, but the state Am is just a 4-round tournament.
Oh,
No match play. Match play is cool. Like if you can get into that match play situation, anything can happen, right? Like
Yep.
so he froze again.
Have you? Do you have anything on the docket for you, Tim? Tournament wise, like that?
At the end of this month, we have our county championship is actually called the Marion Masters. Um, we had a qualifier for that. I played like crap in that. I did win it last year. I shot 66 in it last year, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I qualified, so it's two. They had problems with finding courses, so 2 of the days are at my home course, and one of the days is at the course we just played for that 4 ball. So, but there's some good. I mean, there's really good. Like one year, the last day, the leaders shot at one shot 63 and one shot 64 to win it. So
jeez.
there's some real good players.
When I was caddying for Eddie at the Colorado Amateur, like 200 par, great round. Guy who played in the U.S. Open, I forget his name. He was 7 under par that day. Just kept rattling off birdies. It's like
Yeah,
it's just a whole new level for some of those guys, man. It's crazy.
I
yeah, that's
Tim
hard to
though,
do. Like once you start making them.
the mid am is so much more fun, or like mid am qualifiers are so much more fun to go to because the most intimidating part about like going to the dam is all of a sudden you see the college bags everywhere,
Yep.
and you're
Oh
like, damn,
yeah,
these are all like
yeah. I mean, that's
19,
what.
20-year-old kids. Like it's just it's a weird
Yeah,
experience.
Teddy missed the state am like 2 or 3 years in a row by one shot, and it's hard because you got a lot of the college kids come home for the summer. They still have residency, so they can play in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have guys like Mark Dole. I don't know if you saw he made it to match play of the USGA 4 ball, and his partner's daughter was graduating high school. He flew home. Mark Dole won in the round of 16 playing by himself.
Yeah,
That's the kind of competition you got to play here,
Yeah.
like and the 2 kids that won it are like 2 high school seniors that won the USGA 4 ball. They're 2 high school kids from Florida.
Yeah.
My kids played against one of them last year when I was coaching.
And here I
see,
am just
So,
struggling to break 90. Unreal.
well, that one kid in
you're
Georgia on
enjoying
the
golf, Tim.
longest
You're
day,
enjoying golf.
the kid from Georgia shot like 63, 63. The high school kid.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
see
about to go
that?
play in the U.S. Open at Oakmont. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Golf's a
The
crazy sport.
the longest day is pretty cool. Just see, like a lot of these guys. I mean, you have the pros, you have the Homas, you have whoever else trying to qualify when they don't make it. But like to see that happen, I mean, it's really something cool. Like because that kid's gonna play golf somewhere. He's gonna go play golf at a college. He's gonna continue on. But maybe this is the only time he actually makes it to a U.S. Open. It's when he's in high school. Like that's a cool storyline, Justin.
Yeah.
Storyline.
Yeah, my buddy that I was talking about that was tied with Tiger's kid. He made it through locals. He won his local. He made a hole in one at his locals for US Open, and he went and played down in South Florida. And he's like, "Yeah, here I am warming up." And I look over down the range, and Ricky Fowler's out there
Yeah.
and there's a film crew following him, and he's like, "Oh man, this is like." And, he played with some guy that plays DP World Tour full time. Like that's a whole nother level when you play to
I
because a lot of those guys get exempt into sectional like that play full time.
mhm. I wonder if they're gonna be doing some full swing stuff with Ricky and they show the qualifying. Well, I guess wasn't
They
he in?
did. It was last year. It wasn't this year's. It
Gotcha.
was
Gotcha.
it was it was last year. But he was just saying like it was like he's like, I won
It's
my local, and here I am. I'm looking around, and I got Ricky
Now I gotta go
Fowler.
beat Ricky Fowler, player
Yeah,
championship win.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
super intimidating,
yeah, yep.
So
That's too funny. Um, Justin, you put something in here for on the sheet here. Phil's last U.S. Open. What does that mean? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he there's like rumors that this is going to be his last U.S. Open that he plays. So it's kind of
I
going
think that was
around.
clickbait.
I
Did you see
I
the
don't
whole
know.
interview?
I saw it a few places and I was like, huh, okay. So that's why I put it on here to see like what the conversation would be around it.
He said he doesn't know, so that he didn't quite come out and say it. They asked him, "Are you going to try to qualify?" And he was like, not at this moment." But Phil's a pretty competitive guy, even though I
Mhm.
don't like him. I do respect his game, and he is a competitor, and he loves to be in the limelight. So,
Yeah.
maybe he'll expect a exemption. Who knows? But I wouldn't blame him if he didn't do it, because he's in his mid-50s. I mean, it's tiring.
He's got a lot of videos to make with Grant Horvat too. So he's got a production.
I watched a couple of like it kind of turned a page for me on Phil. I was kind of with you, Tim, not like the biggest Phil guy. You know, we got a lefty on the podcast. He loves him some Phil Mickelson, but I was never like when I started liking golf, I always viewed it as like you either like Tiger or you like Phil, or you can't like both. I was like, I'm obviously
Mhm.
gonna like Tiger. Because they had some, that's just kind of how I remember that happening. But those YouTube videos actually kind of made him a little bit more tolerable to me, if I'm being
I
honest.
I like the YouTube videos that he does.
I To pick up where Justin was going, I like the hearing him talk through a shot and why he's going to hit a shot the way he's going to hit it. It's very interesting, and,
Yeah,
and I do like getting into that kind of that deep into his mind when it comes to actually hitting the golf shots.
yeah. Like, listen, he's entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
he's an entertaining guy. I'm still not gonna like him. He's so uh big jam. That's what they call him. Like he's
Hmm.
just hey, there's Justin. He just I thought and to be honest, I didn't like him, but I even thought his win at Kiowa was cool. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool, right? Like, that's history. But it doesn't make me. I don't know. I just his personality rubs me the wrong way, and it's almost phony, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. No, I
So
get it.
All right, guys.
Well,
I got to roll in like 5 minutes. Do we want to do like a quick thing on RBC?
yeah, we want to talk about like the PGA Tour. You guys coming in?
yeah, we got Clanton, Sargent, and I don't know who Ford is, but they're all making their first start, PGA Tour start, right?
What
Official.
did Sargent shoot?
Today?
Yeah.
I turned it on this morning, and I'm like, oh, Gordon Sargent, 2 under, like he's playing well. And
Yep.
then the first hole I see him play, he duffs a chip short, it rolls right back to his feet, and then the next shot, it makes it by like a foot. And like that was his bogey. I'm like, all right, so he's got to putt that for double. Like, so, and I was like, I think he's probably gonna go off the rails at this point, but I don't know what he shot. I'm looking now. What do you know what he shot, Justin?
I don't, and I'm terrified to touch the PGA Tour website with
So
how shitty
here's
my
the
internet is.
So Clanton was even par
Clanton shot even. He
today.
struggled. He struggled. Like, he eagled
Sargent was one
his
over.
ninth hole. Okay, that's pretty. Here's the thing about Sargent is, like, he didn't even make his college team this year. He wasn't
Hmm.
even on the starting lineup. He couldn't make it. So, like,
Huh,
this
really?
PGA Tour, yeah, he didn't travel. He couldn't make the travel team this year.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? Like, even
But because of his previous 2 years there, he
he got the
played well
PGA.
enough.
So there's like a way you can get it through points,
Hmm.
and you can get it early. But he decided to stay in school, which Luke Clanton did too.
Yeah.
But like, you have a couple guys like that. Like, this year, Noah Kent, he transferred to the University of Florida. He couldn't make the travel squad. He played in the Masters. He qualified for the Masters. He couldn't even make the travel squad. So, like, the PGA Tour U thing is cool, but I feel like Gordon Sargent, I don't know that he deserves to be out there after, like he got it,
It's like he
but
earned it, and then he just fell off the face of the earth to where he couldn't even make the team on,
yeah, he didn't even
which
travel
is
with
the
the team.
avenue,
The
he earned
reason
his PGA
he
Tour
even
card
got
on.
it there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Are
like,
we?
almost should be like if you get that early one, because like a lot of the seniors get like. There's a kid from Ocala that played at Florida State with Clanton, and he
Mhm.
he finished like 23rd, so he gets to play on the PGA Americas. But like, there's a senior thing. I feel like if you get that like quick, there's a couple ways to get it. If you get the, like, for lack of better terms, the quick one, you should have to like take it when you get it, right? Because like
Yeah, like you
he
can't
should have struck
stockpile
while
this
the
for a
iron was
year.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if he's gonna do anything like that. That's kind of scary that he couldn't even make the top 6 guys on his college team this year. Like,
Well,
that's
he also
wild.
didn't play very good at Pinehurst, Gordon Sargent. Like Gordon Sargent played
No.
pretty bad, and they were like hyping him up like crazy, and he wasn't even coming close to that cut.
He looks like
Yeah, but like that's a
the
little
Mad
like the
TV guy.
US Open is it's hard to judge
I
somebody on
agree,
that
but
one week, especially at a place like that. Like, it's
Yeah,
tricked
one
out
of
and
the hardest golf courses, hardest tournament, strong
yeah.
yeah,
field. Yeah.
that's true.
But the fact that he didn't
Are
make
we talking
was
about David Ford is the Ford guy? The
Yeah,
other guy? I
that's it.
mean, he's
uh,
one under par with one to play. So
he actually might be the best of the three. Like, he might have the best career of those three, oddly enough.
it's too early to tell.
I know.
Too early
I
to tell, Tim.
listen. I am a Florida State graduate, so I would love nothing more than to see Luke Clanton be extremely successful. And like I said, he came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Um, I always like a good story like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
boys, I gotta take off, but
yep.
I would like you to make it all public, Cam, that I did get a point last week, and this week my picks look really, really good, and I'm gonna
Yep.
leave you on that.
It's true. It's true. Can
Who
confirm. So last week's pick, let's just run through it real quick, Tim, and we'll end on this.
uh,
So last week's picks were I picked Scheffler to win, the cut at +3. I picked Harry Higgs to DFL. Justin picked Xander to win, +2 cut in Pavone DFL. The point that Justin got was dead last, Matthew Pavone, closest to dead last. I picked Scheffler, which Scheffler won. So now there's only a 1 point difference between Teddy and I. Justin's still light years behind us. Don't get us wrong. But we're trending upwards there, Tim. Who did you pick for the RBC this week? If who'd you like
um,
pre-tournament? So we're
I
recording
li-
this on Thursday evening, so the first round's pretty much wrapped up. So who'd you like, Tim?
I if I probably would have. I was gonna pick Luke Clanton just to be a homer, Florida State
Right.
homer. But I did sprinkle a little bit on the, hard rock, and I got like, I usually put like 5 or 6 guys and just put a little bit on them. I have
Mm-hmm.
Toasty. He shot 5 under.
Yep.
I probably would have picked Corey Connors though. Like, I did like, he's a really good ball striker, but he's at even today, so I would not have had a good pick.
I think he was closer to the morning too, and the morning guys had a little bit more weather and adversity in that sense. And the course, I think Sam Burns was being interviewed. It's like they already make it's a long course. The weather just made it even longer, and it was tough to go low early on, which is
Yeah,
usually the
because
opposite. I feel.
the morning wave 5 under was the low, so.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you I didn't watch most of it in the afternoon, and I was like, "Holy crap, somebody shot 9 under."
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of birdies and eagles made.
So yeah,
Um,
David Ford was at even. I just pulled him up. He played at the University of North Carolina. He was a Walker Cupper.
mm,
Um, he has a pretty, good career
yeah.
as an amateur. So
Yeah.
just figure I'd throw that out there.
I imagine tomorrow there's going to be a lot of aggressive because I mean even par is currently tied for 96th, and there's a huge
Yeah,
cut,
that's
so
wild.
there's going to be some aggressive golf happening tomorrow from the likes of probably Ben On, Luke Clanton, Joel Damon. Rory's one over. That's who I picked this week. Didn't work out very well. But you got some names that are gonna have to go pretty low tomorrow to just make the cut probably. So
Yeah, quickly, we didn't cover the Rory interview this week about the failed
oh
driver, and they asked why he didn't talk to the media. Um, I kind of agree with him. It's like if you're gonna test, you should just test everybody every week because like there's a lot of like vagueness in there. Like when do they take the driver head or are they just like, oh, this driver head
yeah,
failed, here you go? Like how do you know that they don't just go back and use it and just like wait till
yeah.
they get tested again?
And it's also like how is it determined that these people are getting tested and these aren't? Like you can't tell me there's not enough time during the week to
Right,
test every single driver face. You know,
right.
you
Well, and at the end of
bring
the day, I think it might have been Michael Kim tweeted about it and said like we're talking like a 2 to 3 yard difference in these
mhm.
try like it's not like granted they shouldn't be cheating, right? But they don't have any way of testing it. Like Roy said, Scotty's,
They hit the ball
he was a little
315
upset.
yard carry every time. They're not going to
Yeah,
scoff at a 317 carry, 318. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So like I think I agree. Like, why can't they just set the machine up and like every Tuesday or Wednesday you got to stop in and get it tested?
yeah, or even put it in their workflow of like you just checked in for the tournament. There's the tent to go get your shit checked. There you go do
Yeah,
it. You would just do it
yeah.
right off the bat.
I don't understand it, and I agree with them. Like, if you're gonna put his business out there, then you probably should have said Scotty got his.
That was the first. That was the first I heard that like Scotty also had the same thing happen to him. Like that's the first I heard
I,
of it was reading Rory's like interview about it. So I didn't even
yeah,
like.
I feel like I heard it somewhere else, but I don't think that that's why Rory didn't play good. Something seems to be. I could be wrong, but maybe something's going on with him in his personal life. Like, remember he filed for divorce, and then, and then like
Like 3 weeks later, they're like all good,
was
and
like,
yeah,
Just kidding." Yeah, like I don't
yeah,
know.
okay,
You
yeah.
would think that his
There's
life would be easier after winning the Masters, but he's you know
mhm.
who knows.
Yeah, who knows? If there's anything going on like that, we'll probably find out either soon or in 10 years when they do a documentary about him when he retires or
Yeah,
something.
we
You know,
probably won't ever find out.
probably not. Probably not. That being said, like, who do you like for the U.S. Open? Let's do an early pick 'em from Tim, but you can't pick Rory, Bryson, or Scotty. Who do you like? Oakmont greens are going to be lightning fast. The rough is thick. It's going to be.
Hmm.
Do you think it's going to be over par? Final score, winning.
Yeah, it's gonna be anywhere from one over to one under is my guess.
Okay.
And I would go. I actually am not a fan of him, but I would go with John Rahm. He's playing good golf. He has he has what it takes to play out there.
Hmm.
Um, if
He's
you
won a
didn't
U.S.
just
Open.
if you didn't take away those guys, I feel Bryson's the favorite in my opinion.
Yeah. When I asked you the question in my head, I'm like, I like John Rahm. I like John Rahm a lot. I would pick Ludwig, but he seems a little out of sync with the golf swing. But you asked me maybe a month and a half ago, I was probably picking Ludwig too. But I like John Rahm. That's going. I think I like your one under to one over. I think I'd like to see maybe three over or more win.
That would be wild. I
Yeah,
don't see it. I have a hard
these
time.
guys are just so good, dude. They're just so
Yeah.
good.
But
Um,
like I sent you that thing saying the green's gonna be 14 and a half. Dude, that is like putting on the wood floor. Like I was,
that's that's Cam's putting 50 times
yeah.
at,
Oh,
at
dude,
minimum.
putting
If I can
off the
even keep the
green
ball
for
on the
sure.
green.
Yeah, they were
uh,
saying like I've been listening to Friday Pod and they've been talking about like there's no friction at this course.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna be there Friday. I'm really excited to see it in person, see the church pews, follow some people I went to the Masters practice round. They're just not everybody's out there, right? But Friday, like it's a
Yeah.
good day to go because there's gonna be people grinding to make the cut. You're gonna be able to see everybody you want to see. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I always tell like if I always feel like the best day to go is Thursday or Friday. Like when I go to the players, I want to go Thursday or Friday because there's more people there. It's
Hmm.
usually less locals because they're working. Um, so yeah, I you know what's crazy is if I would have known you were going, I might have. I actually literally looked at tickets and flights, and if I was gonna fly in the morning, go fly home at night. Like I
Yeah, first flight
seriously
in,
consider it
last flight out.
just so I could yeah, just so I could see Oakmont. Like I honestly thought about it and I was like, "Nah, it's just not financially responsible right now to do that." So,
Yeah, yeah. We got our flight. I had some flight credits too, so that helped. But I mean, the
yeah.
tickets were still 175 a pop for Friday round.
But that's sporting events now, dude. Like an NFL
Hmm.
game, eh, they're ridiculous.
They're out of
It's
control. Yeah,
ridiculous. It
NFL
is.
sucks too because there's only what 8 home games or whatever it is. So it's like
Yeah.
they can charge
Yeah.
whatever they want because people are going to buy them.
Mhm.
So
And they do. So and like, well, like the last time I went to a Bucks game, they were charging $80 just to park. 80
it's
bucks just to
crazy.
park your car. Like that's maybe I'm just old. Like I just feel like 20 is
I, I I
reasonable.
I remember going up to White Sox games and like this was before they were like the laughing stock of the league. Like they weren't like necessarily winning championships. They won in '05, but like the years after that, like '07 to like 10, we used to drive up, get tickets maybe $30 a pop, and then parking like a block away from the stadium was like 15, $20. You just hand them a $20
Okay.
bill. They're like, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, what? But now all these, the thing is like these parking lots aren't even owned by, like some of them are, don't get me wrong, but like the team, they're like private
Oh yeah,
businesses or
like
people.
just yeah, for sure.
So
They
like
use
we're
it
gonna
to
charge
pay
a
their
hundred bucks
mortgage.
because we're gonna surprise people. Like they don't know.
Yeah.
Like somebody's gonna pay the $100, so why not charge it?
Yeah, I just it's like I we used to let people park at our house when I was going to school at Florida State because we could walk there. But it'd be like
Hmm.
20, most people charge like $20 and so I thought I was like $80, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
But
no,
when I was
that's
a kid,
nuts.
we used to go up we didn't have the Marlins or the Rays. We used to go to Atlanta when I was a kid, and it'd be like $6, you just go to a game for that much.
Yep,
I saw the
yep.
Marlins only had 130 something people at the game the other
The other
day.
like now. Oh, I didn't know that. That's
They played the
that's tough.
Rockies. They played the Rockies. There was only 137 people.
Can you imagine like being a vendor and they like call you like, dude, you got to go home. We can't pay you today because there's 12 people here.
Yeah, we sold 7 beers in the whole
Yeah,
stadium.
136 people, but we only sold 27 beers and 3 hot dogs. So
Yeah, luckily
that's
we had
tough.
the guy doing the 999 challenge, 9 hot dogs. Yeah.
Yep, that's funny. All right,
Yeah,
Tim,
that's
let's wrap it
crazy.
up. Let's go get to our families. Appreciate you hopping on, pal. We're gonna get with you, have you on for the U.S. Open podcast if you'll join us. So
Yep, I
um,
should be able to.
for the listeners, we appreciate it. We're Pitchmark Collective on Apple Podcasts. Shout out to Tim Hunt for that one as well. Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can find it. We appreciate you listening.